Hello golfers, welcome back to JD Golf TV, your home for pursuing golf excellence. Today we're going to talk about what is wrong with Rory McIlroy's golf swing. So let's get after it. Folks, we're going to be using Trackman today, and I've already explained Trackman to you. And I'm going to give you some insight about what I think is going on. And I think it's going to be very important. So, Rory, if you are watching this, which you're probably not, but in case you do, I'm telling you, this discussion is going to help you a ton. If you are a competitive golfer or any kind of avid golfer, this discussion is going to be really important. Number one, let's talk about the golf swing. Now, this is 2018 when he was, without question, one of the best drivers of the golf ball, maybe everywhere, right? Just incredible. So here he is. Address position is gorgeous. Looks like he was born to play golf. Okay. Backswing goes back. I love how he kind of shifts. We're using the left-hand view now, face-on view. You can see him kind of push off his front shoe to get him started in the backswing direction. But he's pushing his front shoe toward the target to push him off. And you can see just a little shift on that right hip. And do you see it right here? Pretty evident, right? Love that. Koepka does that as well, by the way. Nothing to see here. He keeps it real wide. He must have some very flexy shoulders, okay, and lats. I'm sure his mobility is quite astounding. Top of the backswing from both views is as good as could be. If you're a drawer of the golf ball, this is a great place to start from. But we're going to look back over here on the left-hand side again, please. I want you to check this out. The downswing starts before the backswing's done. As his club settles into the top, you're going to see this left side, and with this, I'm going to draw you here, our first line. And this is called, the technical term for this, folks, is the hiney lining. You're going to see a couple things happen. This is his belt line. Let's call it the belt buckle. You're going to see Mr. McIlroy squat down and shift simultaneously. See that? That's really cool. Now, if you watch that belt buckle again, as he starts that transition, do you see his belt buckle turning? Now, I know we're only looking at video, but boy, I'm seeing very, very little rotation of that belt buckle in that initial start down. Now, his club is still going back as that starts. And that is what we call the transition. After that, what makes him such a good drawer of the golf ball is I want you to watch how he moves, accelerates, forces, whatever you want to call it, the club shaft. He can pull the club shaft backward, downward. He can push the club shaft upward, backward. Okay? Now he could twist the club face closed, open, or he could tip the club shaft flatter. You'd see that from the right-hand view, or more vertical. Those are the only things you get to do to your golf club during golf swing, folks. That's it. And we can see another cool line. There it is. Right on the butt of the golf club. So he does his little squat and shift, and then he starts to pull, push, whatever you want to call it, the golf club away from the target, toward the camera, toward the Trackman back here. From the right-hand view, you can see the same thing happening. And if we get real picky, this is really cool. I'm going to draw another line on the right-hand side. I'm going to make this basically as vertical as I can get it. Okay, that's straight down vertical. Now wait, the club's not moving yet. That's the squat shift. Now comes the pulling of the handle. Look how long it stays damn near vertical. That club's getting really inside. In fact, this is one heck of a hook coming your way. Now, notice how little his upper body has rotated. For that matter, his lower body hasn't rotated a ton either. There he goes. And now a very cool thing happens from there. So he has pushed and pulled the club backwards and away from the target and downwards. He has shifted before that and squatted. Super powerful move. Left-hand video again. Look at the torso. Still very turned sideways. This is a beautiful thing. Boy, I tell you what though, he's got a lot on his front shoe already, doesn't he? Now, from here, this is really cool. Because from here, our man is going to rotate like nobody's business. Let's look at the right-hand view now. Watch how open he does get from there. Now, this is a really cool move. That's really something. So he has quite a bit of arm swing. Folks, there's no way the arms come away from that shoulder if they're not swinging. Right? He does not just turn his torso. That's absolutely false. Look how far the handle, the hands if you will, have moved away from his trail shoulder. That's a huge amount of arm swing. I think we're missing that from the normal analysis of this golf swing. And then you can see him, he's already squatted and shifted, now he's going to jump. And he had a little more vertical force to this golf swing for even a more power and even a more upward attack angle. Let's just hit it into next week, Rory. Thank you very much. And then the most beautiful shirt buttons up to the sky. Arms are just he threw like hell through there and let the club just fly to the finish. That club flew to the finish. He didn't make it go there. It flew there because it had all that momentum in it. Now, however, so we've just talked all this time about how come his golf swing is so good, built to draw. And the reason why, do you want to know why I said, what's wrong with it? Rory has fallen into the trap of trying to make the golf ball go both ways off the tee. Now, I understand the need to perhaps work the irons, not necessarily to get at pins so much, but to play around objects, deal with crosswinds, and yeah, maybe get towards some pins at that level if you're really on. I get that. I'll give you that. But I'm telling you right now, the driver is too damn difficult to make go both ways. And what the best players in the world end up doing is they start to manipulate sort of their fundamental swing motion. Instead of getting that club nice and behind him here, if you look at some recent videos, he's losing some of that move right there, folks. Because his brain is trying to fade the golf ball by pitching the shaft a different way. Now, wait, there's more. Because now data fade, it requires a different release pattern, what your hands do into and through the golf ball. And he's got confusion and, to his own statement, a two-way miss, which if you're a world-class golfer, if you're any kind of golfer, a two-way miss is a scary thing. So, my request for Rory and all the rest of you, I want you to go back and hit a draw, even if it hooks. Now, by the way, at his speed, I don't care whether he fades it or draws it. I only want it going one way. So I would ask him to hook the poop, we call it a poop hook here, out of a bunch of drivers. Then start to cut it back down and then play golf with this. Give me a draw that either draws or draws too much. And give me a don't draw very much that either goes straight or draws a little. You can be the best driver of the golf ball on the planet, once again, if you just give me those two shots. Now, folks, don't forget, you got to spray that face up. Because if you're not hitting the middle of the face, Heel hits are going to make your draw fade. That's no fun. And if you're fading the golf ball, the toe is your foe. If you're hitting it on the toe with a fade, it's going to start left, most likely, and curve left, which is no good at all. Does that make sense? It's too hard to do both. It leads to chaos in your brain and in your trusty hands. So I want you to get after it. And if you see Rory, tell him to watch this video. Okay, folks, thank you.